Welcome to Defining the Reality. I'm your host, Kristina Hart, and this is Johnna Harris, my co-host and bestie.
Hi.
We are at episode 3. That's exciting.
I think it's a feat. We did it. We've been talking about this for so long. We've done this for 3 weeks in a row.
3 weeks in a row. Okay, but I was in Austin this last weekend, Austin, Texas. And when we were flying, I went for my friend's 40th birthday. And when we were flying, we looked on Instagram, and Austin with Southern Charm was also in Austin. And thankfully, I have a group of friends who are as obsessed with reality TV as I am. So we were like, okay, where is he? Which is like creepy, I know. There are men in this group too. Like my friends who we went for.
Did everyone commit to this
Everyone
together?
Committed, yeah.
I love this for you.
So we missed him by 10 minutes at one place, and then this is so.
Were you guys like looking at where he was doing stories?
Yeah, we were. And then we were joking. We're like, this is why you should never do it live, because creepy people will be like, oh, this is where they're at.
Creepy people like us,
including me,
might show up.
And so then my friends, so it was like a funny joke. We weren't taking it like too serious. We were like, oh, maybe we'll go there. And then we didn't. But what was funny was my friend got drunk and she was like, just DM him. And I'm like, no, I don't know what to say. So she took my phone, and I'll put this on the screen, but she DM'd him and said, on my way with a cinnamon raisin bagel. And she did that because we had like an hour discussion about how much we love cinnamon raisin bagels. And like we were obviously drinking, and we were just like going on about how like the lost art of the cinnamon raisin bagel. So she literally sent that. I have a screenshot, and I was like, oh my God, Whitney, like he's going to think it's so weird. And she's like, no, he's going to love it. You'll stand out. And I'm like, I'm going to get blocked in 2 seconds.
Did you get blocked?
I didn't get blocked, but he didn't respond, unfortunately.
That wasn't the hook that you needed.
Yeah, unfortunately that wasn't that didn't get him. So we were both there, did not run into each other. Next time, guys.
But did you eat a delicious bagel?
I did eat a delicious bagel and so much good Tex-Mex.
Good.
Loved Austin. There were so many Californians, though, like truly. I didn't hear a Southern accent until like we went to this 2-step racist bar, basically.
And they're like, oh, there it is.
And then we already, and I was like, it is different than Nashville, though, because Nashville is a lot like of Southern, like real Southern people. And I felt like Nashville is more hospitable. Like when I lived there, people were so friendly. People weren't all that friendly in Austin, not gonna lie. I think it was just maybe unique to our experience, but I was like, Texas is a little scary.
I don't know if I have like, I'm sorry, Texas. I know there's a lot of great people there. I don't know if it's just like the feelings I bring with me into a Texas experience, but like I definitely feel unsettled on Texas soil.
Yeah, I it felt a lot like California because there were so many.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the area we're in, but I was like very aware that we were in Texas for sure.
Yeah.
And I don't know, Nashville felt a little different. Maybe because I lived there and had so many friends. I don't know if people visit feel like that, but yeah, we had fun though.
Did you see any stand-ups while you were there?
Didn't see any stand-ups. No, we didn't have much time because we left Friday, get back yesterday. But we all connected on Southern Charm because my friends were watching it on the plane. Some watched Traders, some watched Southern Charm. Yeah, so let's get into this episode this week.
Yeah, I feel like this is the perfect time for us to actually just talk about Southern Charm. I have texted you one thought already. I am so annoyed at Craig right now.
I think a lot of people. His like personality is awful now.
A lingering annoyance at Craig, but this one, I was like, oh hell no! When he was rude to Vanita at the end of the episode.
I know. Well, he's just being really rude, and like
it also grossed me out. Like Austin's inclination that it would be like a slap in the face to his ex to hook up with Sally when his ex was already feeling disrespected by her while they were together and they like just broke up. And his inclination for that was correct. Like, yeah, this is not.
Yeah, she's gonna watch it.
And I do feel
it's
like when
the
you
next episode after they broke up.
Yeah, and I feel like when you break up with someone, that doesn't necessarily mean that you shouldn't consider like still like being respectful and honoring of the relationship you had, especially like right out the gate.
Right.
And I think he had the right inclination there. And Craig was just like, nah, just go for it.
I know. Well, he has no, I mean, he not that I love defending Sally, but I do think that he has no thought. He doesn't think about Sally at all. Like, I think he just moves and exists and doesn't think about other people to an extent. And I wish I was more like that. But unfortunately, I think a lot about other people. But he literally thinks nothing. And unless he thinks negatively, like about Vanita. And I was like, dang, like, Craig, you are harsh. Like, you're not very fun. He's also not very fun. He's not really fun to watch, really.
I feel like it's really reminding. Like, I think I forgot how obnoxious he is and how awful he is while he was with Paige.
Well, yeah. Because she was so,
she's so pretty great.
Yeah.
And he got better, at least on camera. She was probably media coaching him, honestly.
Probably.
Throughout their whole relationship.
He just seemed softer, too. He seemed softer, definitely. I think the Charlie thing, like, he kind of gets pleasure out of Sally being a little tortured by it, which Sally is also insane. Where, like, she's not insane, but she, I don't know. She on Watch What Happens Live, she was on a podcast where she was like shipping her and Austin and and then on that episode she's super flirty with Austin, and I'm like, yeah, I don't know what I think.
I can say something that's really bugging me that Sally is doing is consistently trying to manipulate Charlie against Craig, when I think that she's not the right person. Like,
no. Oddly, Sally and Craig may be good together.
They make sense, actually.
Oddly.
It would be chaos and terror and horrible, probably, but they do make sense because they're very similar in some ways. Mm-hmm. But yeah, the way that she's like, it's just so obvious when you're watching it that she's not really looking out for Charlie.
No.
Her feelings are hurt. Yeah. She's embarrassed, and she wants to get back at Craig for that, and she wants her friend to have her back. But what's obnoxious about that is that's exactly what happened with Vanita. Vanita's feelings were hurt because Craig was like a completely disproportionate response to what Vanita said. Have you watched? They play the clips during the episode. Have you watched what Vanita said that made him so mad?
Yeah, it was nothing.
Like nothing.
It was literally nothing. Yeah. And he's like, he says really mean things. Also, I feel like Molly, she just observes all of this, but like her Whitmer, yeah, I feel like, and Roddy, like they're just observing all of this, but they like stay pretty removed, which Roddy was also with Austin. I was sad about that. I didn't get to see him.
That would have been fun. Mm-hmm. I think Rod is the only one that said something.
Yes, he did. Yeah.
Or he was like, don't talk to Vanita that way. Or maybe I saw like a teaser for this week's episode, but it bothered me too. Whitmer, I feel like he might come back and we might like him again. Or we probably still like him, but I'm feeling feelings about him.
Whitmer?
Yes, because I feel like he added to the pile-on Vanita, and I feel like she made like a small, like, sure, the comment was like a little dig, but she didn't direct it at Craig. She directed it at Austin, basically being like, you don't have a backbone, stand up for yourself. Mm-hmm. And actually that could be applied across the board. Sorry, Austin.
Well, the women, it's like these men, like Whitmer, we know that we're more aligned with, I would say, when it comes to like general global view or like, you know, worldview. However, they're like all extremely privileged, like white Southern men. And like, you can see that. Like in Whitmer, you can still see that in the way he, like, I don't know if it's patriarchal. I don't know if that's reading too much into it, but I do think like there's a level where like he doesn't even recognize or have the self-awareness to see like what he's saying. It comes off just not great.
Yeah. I mean, I feel fairly confident that if like my husband was sitting at a table with a dude who talked to a woman that way, no matter what happened, he would lose his crap. He'd be like, absolutely not acceptable. Get your crap like under control. And the fact that all those people sat there,
right?
Like, I can't even imagine putting you or me there. Sally didn't. I saw a clip and Sally actually stands up to Craig about how he's talking to Vanita.
Oh, good.
Which is good. But like also like the layers there of her being like the single, like she's the only Black cast member and a woman being disrespected that way. It did help me to think back to previous seasons about how Craig used to talk to Madison when she was with Austin.
Oh, yeah. And I mean, Taylor, like, I mean, they did not, I mean, all Catherine, not
they just
saying
talk
like
about
these,
them terrible and
they
to
do.
them like they're dirt.
Yeah, they really do. Well, that is a good transition into the Olympics. So I woke up this morning.
Speaking of talking about women like they're
it was so
dirt.
funny because we were like, I got really into curling. I got really into like, you know, ice skating, of course, with Alyssa Liu and then
Amber
hockey.
Glenn.
We were all like excited about,
Yeah.
and then it was such a good game. The U.S. won, and we were all like, yeah, like, you know, excited. And then we wake up to Donald Trump calling them and their reactions, and Kash Patel looking like I mean, he just looked like someone said it was like super bad, like that movie. Like, he's way too old, and like, you're the head of the FBI, and he looked like an idiot and just drinking and chugging and like, and I was like, you are like, go find Nancy Guthrie.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Where's Nance?
Go
like,
find
for
Nancy.
real, what is going on?
What are you doing? And he was like, oh, the media's, he apparently tweeted something that was like, the media, just to clarify, since the media is upset. It's like, no, the U.S. taxpayers are annoyed that this is what you're doing with your time. There's a lot of other things going on that you could be using your time for. And while I understand celebrating, of course, whatever, you are the head of the FBI. You are not in this. That is not your community. That's
Go
not your
arrest
environment.
some pedophiles, bro.
Like, go deal with the Epstein files. And yeah, it's so immature. I can't get over. There's just so many people in this administration that are so immature. It's unbelievable.
Yes. And I like have grown. It shouldn't be normalized. And so I'm glad we're talking about it because it's not shocking. It feels normalized that they would be this dumb. I mean, literally, like, Pete Hegseth is like a hot mess, consistently utilizing substances, obviously.
Yeah.
It appears that way.
Allegedly.
Has a reputation of being a drunk. I mean, it's just...
You have RFK and Kid Rock in the sauna, like with milk and like and jeans. And like, all, you're just like, I think that we are insufferable to other people.
It's so embarrassing.
Countries. It's so embarrassing. And like, so Kash Patel, you're just like, okay. And I had 2 men text me that video. It's not just like women who think it's embarrassing for everybody involved.
Yeah,
Men, women,
we're
everybody.
all embarrassed.
We're all embarrassed.
Beyond embarrassed, like, I do think there's something to say for the men's team's reaction. So for anybody who hasn't seen it, we can pull a clip if we want.
Yeah. So we're gonna put that up here.
Yes.
And we have to, I must tell you, we're going to have to bring the women's team. You do know that. Absolutely.
So Trump says, like, he basically had to invite the women's team because they won too. And I believe there was a comment in there, like, close the northern border about Canada.
Yeah.
And they're all laughing and celebrating. And I think this is a really interesting picture because I'm trying to like have some grace for the fact that they just won the Olympics. So they're just jazzed, right? Mm-hmm. They're talking to the president, which should be a big deal. And yet our president is named in the Epstein files more than Jesus is named in the Bible.
Really?
And
Good fact.
he's being sexist and misogynist and gross, which is his norm. And they're laughing, and like there's space for them to even have not known how to respond. But this is just so disappointing to me that they didn't, like, they know, or they should know, how much work it took for the women's team to win, and how much like skill and athleticism is involved in that, and that they are equally worthy of celebrating and honoring for the work that they put in. And then to have the person in our country with the most power, the most privilege, downplay that and dismiss it and make it smaller, and then have the men's team go along with that and seemingly co-sign it, is just such a gross and defeating look.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm so disappointed. And like, truly, I don't think any of them should show up to the White House. That's my opinion. I wouldn't go.
I think it's just like, okay, I know a lot of men who are fantastic men, and, or like you were saying, your husband. And if they were, I don't know this, I can't say this for a fact, but my assumption is if those men were on this hockey team and they got this phone call, my assumption is they would take that moment to celebrate, say thank you so much, and then say something, whatever they feel needs to be said. And I think what is hard is you're seeing just like I can't imagine what it's like to like feel in that moment when you just won, but there are people who would have taken that opportunity to at least be like, we love the women, or like, I don't know. I just know that there are men out there who would have done that. So I think it was pretty jarring to just see the scene of men like, like you're saying, co-signing what Trump and Kash Patel, like, it's just
and
like
joking and like making light of like the immigration stuff that's going on here in the U.S.
Yeah,
and
if that was really said, I'm trying to find it, but I did hear that was said too, and it's like,
no,
just not
and
a fan.
like Canada's our allies, and we've just like consistently spit in their face, and then to have our hockey team joke about that, like, all of it is just so gross. And I think it really, like, we've talked about this like on every episode, I think, or maybe not, but we talk about this in our life. Like, true allyship and advocacy is going to cost something. Always. It's going to cost something. And you're never actually doing, like, in my opinion, I've never seen real true advocacy and allyship come when it's only beneficial to you. Like, I've seen it grifted, but I've never seen it be like authentic and actually helpful to the people that they are trying to stand with and alongside, unless it's costly. And so, yes, we're setting the scene. There's a group of, I think, all white, predominantly white men sitting there. They just won a gold medal. They're on the phone with the president of the United States. Sure, that's probably scary to be like, dude, don't joke like that. They're freaking awesome. Like, they fought hard too. It would be scary, I'm sure.
They would be a hero, though. They would have been a hero.
But it might have been like, costly. Like, you might have
gone on viral, you know?
Yeah, but he probably would have gotten, or someone would, if they did that, they would have been harassed and demeaned by the president of the United States, just like women are being harassed and demeaned every single day when they stand up, like our reporters, our journalists.
But, well, I will say, I agree with you, but like, Mamdani is an example of somebody who said what he thought in the moment, and Trump does back down in the moment. Like, he will,
because no one
I don't
does
know
it
over the phone.
Yeah,
that's I'm not sure, but I do think if someone had said, we love the women, and Trump may have been like, you know what, I love women too. I don't know, something stupid and lame. But I do think the harassment would come from other people or the internet or that whole, you know.
You're right, because he does usually, when it's a dude, he like backs down. And if it's a woman, he doesn't.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you're correct. He probably would have, it probably would have been a learning like lesson.
He would have been like, oh, you know what? They're beautiful. Like something
gross.
Equally lame.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I think everyone listening probably has the same hopefully has the same feelings as us. It's just disappointing. And like after coming off of this high of like multiple athletes just saying the hard thing on a public stage and like representing the people of our country better than our freaking government has.
Well, in the closing ceremony too, I noticed like the very end, it was something about better together or united, stronger, something. And I was like, wouldn't that be great if that was the real sentiment? Because coming off of this image of them making a joke about the border or whatever, we're just coming off as assholes, continued assholes, rather than like good sportsmanship is like shaking hands with your opponent at the end. Like it is a healthy competition, but we're painting a different picture now with the way that we're reacting, and that's what's sad. And it's like, well, maybe this can be a learning moment, maybe not. Maybe it won't.
It also ruined, like, it took this awesome thing. Like, they won a gold medal at the Olympics.
Really exciting game for everyone.
We're talking about this.
I know. Exactly.
It's annoying for everybody. Do better.
Do better.
As the progressive
we just want good news.
Do
we
better.
want like something happy to celebrate.
Yes.
And like continue celebrating and being like, wasn't that incredible? Yes. So okay,
I mean, this is why the horrors persist. This is why we have to watch Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
Yes. Okay. Okay, so Amanda was relatable this episode. There was also her and her husband interaction that we'll talk about, but she described her evangelical experience to Erica. And what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts about that? Your initial thoughts?
I mean, it sounded really relatable to you and me, I'm sure, or anybody else.
I was like, was it why we like? I wonder. Well, it was church. She kept saying church. So I don't think it was ministry.
The first one was Oklahoma. And then I don't know what it, like the dude, she described it, if I'm getting it right, that he like left being a youth pastor in Oklahoma and moved to Florida to like plant a church, it sounded like.
It sounded like pastoral for sure, is what I feel like. But she also, it could have been like her just trying, if let's say it was like a YWAM thing or something, she could, like, when I talk about it sometimes to people who have no context of it, I'll say
I was in a cult.
Church ministry. No, no, but I mean, yeah, I guess if there's like, you're just trying to find a context to explain what it is that you went through. And that I was like, this is relatable. Thank you for sharing that, Amanda. She put it into words well. But the nature of what she does, which we've talked about before, the manifestation, all that, it's just a little bit of the other side of the coin.
Yeah.
That where she's now running the show, and good for her in taking back the autonomy that maybe she lost in that environment. But she may just be perpetuating the same type of language and behavior almost. That's what I think.
It's like she didn't fully deconstruct. She just found a way to make it work better for her.
We sound
so mean. Do we sound so mean today? I'm sorry.
I'm just laughing though, because every single thing we're like, do better.
Do better.
Do better.
But really, can everyone just do better for like a day?
But to be fair, I think a lot of people don't like Amanda. She's not exactly your most like quintessential relatable human being.
Okay, I could build a bridge here to, Erica's dating like a MAGA guy. Did you know that? He's like a MAGA ex-military podcaster dude.
Really?
That's the guy she's dating.
I was like happy for her. I just saw that one photo. But that's not surprising.
I know.
To me.
Well, because her son's like a cop, so I was like wondering, like, she might have like a Back the Blue type vein where she's like very pro law enforcement, and I feel like those people often are like on that side.
She did have awareness around intersectionality, I feel like, with Garcelle and Dorit in last season. She was, or I forget when it was, but she would speak out in defense of Garcelle and explain things to Dorit. Yeah.
She also has like her finger on the pulse when it comes to like LGBTQ plus.
Oh, for sure.
Like things.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess my bridge build is just, I'm glad that she is happy, and I hope she's making changes in that person's life so that he's able to see some of the problematic things that he does. That was my bridge build. That was do better.
Do better.
Do better. I don't know. I mean, okay, I have two things in this episode that I want to talk about, because obviously the end I thought was actually really impactful and good. With their conversation with
what
Denise.
Was the end? Oh, yes.
But I feel like we should save that and talk for just 1 second more about how annoying Amanda was with her husband.
Yeah, okay, that was scripted. You cannot tell me otherwise. She practiced that line in the mirror, which I have done for podcast episodes when I'm preparing a specific thing I want to say. When I used to prepare a lot more.
Not for this one.
Not for this at all. Yeah, but she was like, it was like cue the husband's saying, do you think they're jealous because you're younger? And then her being like, jealous that I'm, not that I'm a independent woman financially, whatever she said.
She said she's like not financially dependent on a man.
Yeah. And it was like, okay, I don't particularly love Dorit, but I do love Dorit's ability to just clap back and say what she thinks. And I'm like, Amanda, she is going to watch this and you are going to get eaten alive at the reunion.
And she deserves
Dorit's
to
not
be.
going to let this go. I mean, it's just, I'm better than you. She just has this mentality of I'm better than you because of money, or I'm better than you because of things that are materialistic. And I think people like Rachel Zoe, just as wealthy, you don't get that vibe from her.
I don't get the vibe from Amanda or Rachel Zoe.
I think
like the people, the we, the collective you does not get the same vibe as Amanda. Well, that's because Amanda's a grifter. I mean, Rachel Zoe has like a real talent. Like she has a job that she's doing.
Well, yeah, I'm just curious how Amanda's going to defend all this in the reunion, and all the questions about the
I mean, I think Bose is even right. Like Bose does coaching, and she's giving people tangible steps towards how to make their businesses better, do better in their spaces. And Amanda's thing is this floaty spiritual thing. And I think Bose hit the nail on the head when she said Amanda is telling you how to manifest more money while costing you money.
Yes. And I think a lot of coaches, quote unquote, do that. And I think there was quite a trend of it. Like, not really right now. I think it was maybe like 5 years ago and 10 years ago. There was just a huge coaching. This is a lot of women, especially, that were doing that. And I just remember it was all very expensive. And so I don't understand how you can be a financial coach to help someone financially. It's giving Dave Ramsey.
It's giving Dave Ramsey. I fully agree.
Yeah.
And I think too, I've seen people that have like experienced a lot of great growth with like a good coach. But a lot of times, like in my side of the world, what I'll see is people paying the same, if not more, for services from people who don't have certifications or education, like the same certifications or education as like their counterparts, let's say for like therapy. And so someone will be like going to a coach for religious trauma rather than a licensed therapist. And I've seen so much damage happen there because people are just grasping for help. And they're like, take all my money. I just need to not be where I'm at right now. And a lot of the coaches, I'm not saying everyone, is this way, but I think a lot of them that I have seen actually don't have the skill sets to really truly provide the supports that their clients need. And so these people end up having to end up in therapy anyways, and it's just thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars.
And we're, I think, sensitive to that coming from the evangelical world. I just multiple times in that world or that ecosystem, I definitely needed mental health counseling. I needed professional help, and I went and they gave me pastoral quote unquote help. And I think about the advice I was given, and it was awful. It was so awful. And that's, I mean, how I launched my whole internet existence 10 years ago was talking about that, and just how, and I think that, so this coaching side, I'm always very wary of it because I saw the very real repercussions of it on the religious side. I do think there are coaches out there, like you said, that are very good at what they do and should continue doing it. But Amanda should not. Sorry.
Well, and you think about it,
just like give, I don't know, like actually help women who are leaving DV situations that comes up in the end of the episode and that need financial autonomy. Like, teach that. Like, that would be incredible if you did that, rather than teaching them to manifest.
Yeah. Manifest yourself
on.
out of this, like, it's not great. And I think, like, even on top of that, another thing that I would love to see if we go into the advocacy space is like real certifications and like ethical responsibilities, because the thing is in that coaching realm right now, there really isn't like accountability structures. And if vulnerable people are coming to you that are like struggling financially, struggling emotionally, and you're telling them to like manifest something better, then there could be bad things going on in their lives. Like if it was like someone with DV or something like that, that's not a fault of their own, but that they take that responsibility onto themselves.
They
like,
internalize it.
I should have manifested better, or I should have been looking at that Barbie dream house my whole life, and then I wouldn't be here.
And that's, again, I did that, but with prayer.
Exactly.
I should have prayed, or I
wasn't believing enough.
Whatever it is. And so we're like allergic to that, which is the irony, is her actually coming out of that space and not recognizing that is.
Which I think is what makes me feel so much stronger about her too. Where I'm just like,
do better.
Do better. Well, okay. Last thing on that note, and then we can talk a little bit about the last scene. But like, just your like honest question. You're sitting in front of Amanda or Bose, and both of them have their coaching information in front of them, like what they do. Who's actually going to help you, Kristina, in your career get to the next level?
100% Bose. She also was like the chief marketing officer at what was
like Netflix
or like she's like extremely accomplished, where she is the expert in her field.
Exactly.
And so you know that you would get expert help, and that she also would be honest. Like you feel like, oh, she'll be honest, she'll be real. Where Amanda, it's like, here's gonna throw glitter on you and be like, now say I am rich,
Exactly. Yeah. And that's why I feel very comfortable saying that I feel like it's giving grifter. And if she can prove us wrong in the rest of the season, or I mean, I've looked over her materials, I'm not seeing anything that proves me wrong yet, but if she can, I will recant. But currently, what has been presented is questionable. After that rant, I do feel like we have a little space just to chat about Denise Richards.
Okay. The first thing I want to say is I absolutely love that she walked up and they said, Denise, you look amazing. And she said, I got a facelift. I was like, this is why you love Denise Richards, because and it's also just hilarious because that is so Los Angeles to just be like, hi, I got a facelift. That's right. Like,
did they take your ears off?
And so good for her. Good for her.
She said, I got a facelift and I lost 200 pounds.
Did she say 200?
That's what she said. And I was like, what?
It's so insane. She's so weird. I love her. Okay, so she talks about DV and her ex, Aaron, who if there are flashbacks from the season he was on, and after doing a rewatch of that, he like squeezes her hand really tight in a scene. He's like mean to her, and you're like, oh, he's mean to the women. Like he had definite issues like communicating with women. And so this wasn't surprising, but I don't think that we obviously knew how serious it was. And I think when you look at Denise, you could be surprised that a woman like her would be in this situation, but I think it teaches us a lot about DV. And it's not about if the woman is strong enough or if it's not about that.
Yeah, I thought this was a really important scene, and I think they did a good job, and I don't think that very often.
Yeah, right. I know. They're getting better for sure.
I don't have to tell them to do better.
You did good, guys.
We have one. I think they did a good job. I was really proud. Again, like, I actually am liking Erica a lot this season in general.
Well, and apparently she was one of the first people to text Denise
yes.
when she read about whatever Aaron had done to her or their divorce or whatever. So I think she had shown up also not on camera, which is important to say.
Yes. Yes. And like Erica doesn't gain anything by telling her experience out loud to the world. Maybe, but it's not like it does cost something to tell your story out loud in a public way like that. And I was grateful she did it because I think it's going to help a lot of people. And like right now we're having this conversation. We wouldn't normally be talking about this on an episode of this. And I think so many people, women, I know women that have experienced DV in their relationships.
I know women currently in it, and it's very difficult for them to leave. And I think them watching something like that can be helpful to them or validate that they're not crazy or whatever it is. And it was like the one thing that was sad, like Denise trying to make light, or like I very much related to that because I think I do that. Just cutting through with like a joke or humor or whatever, because it feels like it's too much for someone else to handle. But Erica was like, no, girl, like, yeah, I get it.
Yeah, I thought it was really special. It was good. They did good. And yeah, it's just a hard conversation, but it's one that I wish we were having more, just so people did realize that, like, something that I think a lot of people think is like what Sutton was saying, like, you're such a strong woman. You just wouldn't think that about Erica. But a lot of times, like, the most abusive people are drawn to the most confident, shiny, strong women because they're like, that makes them feel like they took down or like the strongest thing they could find. Or sometimes it's all about optics for abusers like that. Like, they want the shiniest object around. They want the most confident arm candy in the room. But that doesn't make them not abusive in that relationship. And so I think there's this stigma that like you have to be this like docile, head down, can't make eye contact type of woman to experience an abusive relationship. And that's just not the reality. The reality is it touches every type of a woman to one degree, either themselves or a good friend.
Yep. I will say on dating apps too, there's a lot of, like, I make it very clear that I am a liberal minded woman or whatever. Like, you have to designate somehow,
Antifa
right?
dog mom.
Antifa dog mom, wine dog mom, whatever it is. And MAGA men will self-identify as MAGA or MAGA or however you say it, and like hit on me. And I think a lot of women have this experience too. And I think there's something to be said where there's this thing of like there is some weird fetish of wanting to change you or conquer you or whatever it is. And I think that all ties in, honestly.
It does.
Sorry. Do better.
Do better, men. All men.
So,
on a lighter
note, I have been watching old episodes of Summer House. Should we talk about the current season actually first?
I have one small shout out because
Okay.
here's the thing. We can just let you all know Kristina is a couple episodes behind because she's been watching old episodes.
But I'm gonna catch
and
up.
So she's going to catch up by next time.
Yeah.
And you should, because I'm actually loving this, like loving
Well, and I love
this
Wes
season.
and like Sierra.
Yes,
Yeah.
of Summer House. But really, West and Sierra, I feel like are meant to be. And I hate saying.
I know they're cute.
out
It's so
loud,
cute.
but, like, either they're amazing actors or like their chemistry, like they just vibe so well.
they're so cute. Yeah.
And what you're gonna see, and I don't feel like I'm spoiling anything because the entire internet exploded it everywhere.
Yes,
Is
they did. I saw that.
West coming home after like a night partying on the town, and he's for sure tipsy, if not drunk, and he can't get the door open, and he calls Sierra the love of his life.
Oh,
I
love
know.
that.
And then I just keep looking at Reddit, being like, are they together? And I don't think they are.
That's hilarious. Maybe
we
they
need
will
that.
be though. Like after this like rewatch, must
Give
be so
us
interesting
joy,
to like
guys.
watch. Can you imagine being filmed, like, and then you're seeing the edit live? Like you don't know what the edit's gonna look
Like
like.
6
You don't
months
remember.
later.
You're drunk. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll
Yeah.
see. We'll see. I think they work like more than any other couple I've ever seen coming out of or like joined together through Bravo situation.
You're doing good.
Good
You don't
job.
need it. Good job. You don't need to do better.
You don't need to do better.
But you know who I saw on Old Summer House, and I could not believe it. I was like, why is this not talked about more? Oh my God. I even told my boss, essentially.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, Erica Kirk is on the reality show that I watched for the podcast. See?
Yes.
It's all relevant.
It is.
So she's in season 3, dating or goes on a few dates or whatever with Jordan, who is, that checks out too. But you see her on there and you're like, well, like fast forward all these years, like would she ever think that A, she's in the situation that she's in now, or B, that she is this person that represents so many things?
It's so interesting. Like when you're watching it, I mean, I like admittedly do not follow Erica Kirk very closely when it comes to like her story or her talks and speeches. Like not my vibe, not trying to watch that or put any more of that in my brain. But my understanding is that like she has this packaged version of what it is to be like a good Christian woman. And I haven't really seen her talk about her past in a way that makes sense with the information we know based on like Summer House, or wasn't she on like The Amazing Race too?
So I don't know if that's confirmed because I did try to look that up. But what we want to do, everybody, is a deep dive in Erica Kirk's history and give you the actual facts of like, okay, so she was on this episode, but what's interesting is she has said this, which I believe she has said that she didn't date anyone really before Charlie Kirk, or she also said something about reality TV, I believe. I'm not sure, but that's what we're going to deep dive because it's just not true. And I think that there is an element where Erica Kirk simply does not tell the truth, is my hot take.
Yes. I would even be willing to throw out the G word here as well. Grifter.
I was like, God,
The Lord.
do better.
Do better. So we're going to do that because basically
I think it's
Kristina and I are
important.
in like multiple group chats, but one of our group chats is called Tinfoil Hat Time with our friend Robert, and like 3/4 of us is us just being like
that like Robert is a lawyer, okay, an established lawyer, and we're in this group chat and we are sending memes and we're like, Robert, look at Erica on Summer House,
he's like, what are you talking about?
the Romanian children.
Give us details. What can we legally do about this?
But what's so great is he'll respond, even if not immediately, he'll respond and be like, wow, that's so interesting. Like, it's so great.
Listen, It's just he's
commonalities in everyone.
It is what it is. But that is one place where we can have our small crash outs that's not on the internet.
In the group chat, which this feels like
exactly
girlhood.
I'm proud of us. We didn't talk about traitors, but I think that's okay.
Yeah, we can talk about it next time.
We'll talk about it next time because next time is the finale.
I know. Oh.
So
yeah, we're gonna have so many thoughts for sure.
Yes.
We'll have so many. We'll spend like a decent amount of time on it.
Yes, maybe, or maybe it's gonna be really cut and dry. But we'll see. Yeah, I'm very excited for that reunion too.
Crew, but we love them.
Really? Okay. One last thing. Let's end on this note.
Okay.
I was watching. I don't remember who it was, but it was a psychologist. I think sociologist. I think I sent it to you, did I? And she's ranting about reality television and like, you think we're not smart watching reality television? We're psychoanalyzing all these people the whole time.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was like, see,
we're the smartest. We're the smartest. We said last episode, Michelle Obama watches. So
yes,
take that, haters. On that note, thank you guys. And we'll see you next time.
Do better.